Hey there everybody, this is Gary from Constricted and Addicted. Today we are hanging out with Willie and he gave us some fresh skin today, so I thought it was a good idea to bring him out, show him off, and what I'm going to do today is basically just give an update on all of my juvenile snakes that I have that I don't typically bring into the videos. Most of my snakes do get video time, but we're going to bring in the snakes like the Peruvian, we're going to bring in the VPI, we're going to bring in the Ghost. Some things I've noticed on the Ghost, as a matter of fact, he's a paradox, and I really see the paradox coming out more and more with this snake. So I'm going to show him to you, and let's go check him out. So here is Ronan. Ronan is my Peruvian longtail, and this guy is just getting some amazing color patterns on him. The older he gets, the more defined, the more contrast. He's getting some silver alongside his sides. His saddles are just getting super, super dark. And I just love this head stamp of his, which I don't know if he's going to let me show it off. But this guy is just amazing, amazing, amazing. He's not getting very big, but you know what? I don't feed my snakes to get big. I feed them to keep them healthy. So he gets fed like a weaned frozen thawed rat every 2 weeks. And he seems to thrive very well on the schedule that I have him. And as you can see, he's a very, very, very inquisitive, curious animal that I just love. I'm so glad to have this guy in my collection. I acquired him from Travis at Living Legless. Just a beautiful, beautiful Peruvian longtail boa. And here is Aries. Aries I acquired from my friend Leanne from Herpnasium. Check her morph market out. Check her Instagram out. She's got some wonderful boas and some colubrids for sale. But this guy right here is just, for many reasons, one of the best kept secrets in my collection. And I say secrets because I don't really show him off too much. But when I do, he's just so inquisitive, very, very curious. And see if I can show you these patterns about him. He has got paradox. And that's where the pattern breaks up on his body. And when I got him, it was really just centered to the tail. But now it's like all over him. It's on his belly. It's starting to go on his neck, around his head. Really a stunning looking boa constrictor. And I can't wait to see what this guy looks like as he progresses with age. And he's a 2021, very, very easy to handle, very, like I said, curious. He wants to get around. He wants to move around, go hand to hand. As you can see, this is the typical movements of this animal right here. He's just a wonderful, wonderful addition to my collection. I've had him since, I think, early spring or so. But the patterns on this guy are just amazing. And like I said, he's showing more and more paradox. Even in between sheds, there's parts of him showing paradox now that I did not see before. But that on the back end of him, that is amazing. It is just, I love the pattern breakup on this guy. So this is Aries, my Super Ghost Paradox. This guy right here, I do not show him enough. This is my VPI from John Chosmer, and just a stunning, stunning looking boa constrictor. He's a male, 2021. I got him right when I got back from tour with Soulfly. And the tail on him is just incredible. His pinkish yet caramel markings on his sides and those defined saddles are just, it makes him super, super amazing. Now, he's not one that that likes to cruise around too much. He'll kick back and he'll check his surroundings out, and then once he gets acclimated, then he gets curious. But he's kind of checking me out right now. I had him out earlier, and again, he's not the go from hand to hand boa constrictor. He's just very much he's just kind of there we go. He's just very much got to test the waters and see what's going on boa, but yet very, very docile. He's got a couple of herky-jerky movements to him when you move fast on him, but other than that, he's a good guy. One of my favorites right here, my Nicaraguan Freya. She is just beautiful. She's getting dark. Her belly is starting to turn orange. She's just amazing, an amazing looking boa. And this boa right here really tolerates handling better, I think, than any of the boas that I have in my collection. When she's out, she really likes to be out, and she doesn't mind the touch. She's very good with contact. I put her on the jungle gym. She just loves to cruise around that jungle gym. She, like I said, when I got her, she was almost an olive green, and now she's just really, really turning dark. And she doesn't really have a light phase anymore. She's got just a pure dark phase. And when I got her, her tail was prominently more red than it is now. I've got Willie, he's wanting to move around. Now it's almost as dark as she is. And she is just a beautiful, beautiful animal. One of my favorites. And I've told you guys a story about her. Is I really wanted to learn how to tame down a boa constrictor. And that's why I wanted a Nicaraguan. I was told that they are a little bit defensive as juveniles, but that's not her story. She's never been defensive. She's never struck at me. She's never hissed at me. She's always been very grippy, like she is right now. I know that putting her back in her bin is going to be a chore, so I might just leave her out for a little bit, let her hang out with me. Here is Rosalia. She's my Tamaulipas Cloud Forest boa, and she's a beautiful, beautiful boa constrictor. Just not very tolerant on being handled, but she is getting to be a couple of years old now, and this is as big as she is. She's just a little over maybe 2.5 feet long, but she's definitely a beautiful, beautiful boa constrictor. She's got some gorgeous orange coming up on her belly that's radiating through her sides, and it's just definitely making for some amazing coloration on this animal. I bought her from Jungle Bob, who got her, I don't know if he bought her, but he got her from Vin Russo. So just amazing, amazing looking boa constrictor. And when I got her, she was very, very plain Jane. She didn't have all this beautiful coloring going on that she does now. And she's actually doing pretty well being handled. She's usually likes just to sit, and then once she gets, uncomfortable, she'll let you know it, and then she starts to get flighty. But right now she's doing really good. So this is her. She's a dwarf boa constrictor, so she won't get any more than 4 feet long. So if you ever are looking for a boa constrictor that, doesn't get 6 to 7 feet long, you can always go with a dwarf boa constrictor. The max that she would get, she might get 5 feet long, but I seriously doubt it. At the rate she's going, she'll probably be 4.5 feet long tops. And this is her at 2 years old. So she's beautiful. Gosh, she's just such a beautiful, beautiful boa constrictor. She's a locality boa constrictor. She is from the Mexican rainforest. So just another beautiful animal that I have in my collection. And let's finish this off with my Hog Island boa, Adrestia, who is absolutely just one of my favorites. And this girl has just got some insane coloration happening as she gets older. She's getting so much pink on her sides, and her tail is just super orange. It's getting super vibrant, and she's got this really pink blotch happening on the top of her head. She's just absolutely one of my favorite, and definitely most tolerant boas that I handle, especially of the locality boa constrictors. Locality boa constrictors, to me, in my opinion, they can tend to be a little bit more challenging to handle than, say, the morph boa constrictors, only because the morph boa constrictors are a little bit more socialized or a little bit more domesticated. And, you know, like the Hog Island boas or the Tumalipus cloud forest, some of the BCCs, you know, they don't have the same generation gap as, say, the morph boa constrictors. So you get a Colombian boa constrictor, you get your typical BCI boa constrictor, and they're a little bit more easier to handle. They don't require as much attention. You know, in the beginning, they're usually pretty good. Hog Island boas, on the other hand, I've actually heard that some of them can be really kind of a pain in the butt to work with. She's never been that way. She's just always been super nice and a pleasure to handle. I love this girl. I absolutely love this Hog Island boa. And this is one that I acquired from a friend of mine that, you know, she kind of bought two of them and said, oh, by the way, one of them's yours. And I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and take it. And I'm so glad I did, because I probably would have never added a Hog Island boa to my collection. But she is just one of my favorites. I love this girl so much. And I love all my boa constrictors and my pythons the same. But I'm sure that we can all, you know, pick a couple of those snakes out of our collection that we really think we have a better relationship with, or in the moment when we're handling them, they've got that specialness to them that just really makes them pop in my mind. So this is Adrestia. She is just an amazing boa, and she just gets more amazing as she gets older. Willie shed, and Willie, you know, if you guys know me and you know my channel, you know I'm not a ball python guy. I had quite a few ball pythons at one time, and I just decided to get rid of all of them, and except this guy right here. Willie was my granddaughter's pick, and I couldn't get rid of him. Beyond that, this guy right here has got better character than most any ball python that I've ever owned. He's pretty inquisitive. Right now, I've had him out for about an hour, so he's kind of calmed down now. But when I first get him out, he's just very inquisitive, loves to check things out. He's a stubborn eater, though. This guy hasn't eaten in going on 4 weeks, but he just shed. And when I opened up his bin, he looked like he was ready to eat. So we'll let him go another week, and I'll try and feed him again next week. But this is the ball python world as I know it, right? Like, ball pythons are not the greatest eaters. So I don't trip on him when he doesn't eat. Obviously, he's a little chunky. He stores fat well. So if he doesn't eat, we try again in 2 weeks. But he's almost like a diva. He won't take off the tongs. I almost have to leave it in there on a plate and just kind of let him do his thing. So that's it. That's my update. got my BCCs behind me, but you know what? I'll leave that for another video. And like I said, I just wanted to break out some of the snakes that I don't typically put on camera. I want to thank again everybody for the new subscribers and the comments. And I'm going to start a new series here, probably either by the end of this month or next month. I know I'm saying a lot of things, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start interviewing people. And on my list is Ben from Ben Cincy Snakes. I'm also going to interview the all-Canadian reptile girl. So we're going to get that scheduled, and I will let everybody know when that happens. If you haven't checked out her channel, do so. She's very, very educated and knowledgeable about all things reptile. So check her out, All Canadian Reptile. I'm going to have her as an interview host here in the next couple of weeks, and I can't wait to do this. So we'll see you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back.